better call.
What you have to do is, in order for you not to be defeated, when you're going through, you got to work out. Somebody said work out. Now, when you work out, sometimes it ain't going to always be cute. That's why I don't have on my heels and my dress today. I don't have on no lipstick. I don't have on no eye makeup. Maybe less from earlier. I don't know. I don't have on no jewelry. Except my wedding ring. I better not leave the house without that. But when you work out, you're working out for a purpose. And you got to
teach this topic because I was somebody who was tormented in the mind. And what's crazy is you look at people sometimes and you would never know. I was the pastor's daughter. Mother was the first lady, singing in the choir. Anxiety attacks. Went through a divorce. Came home from court and laid the pills out. Because now I'm tainted for life. Nobody will ever want me. A few months later, a year after that happened, I got married again. I bet you I ain't lose my mind no more. But what happens is the devil will put you in your mind, nobody wants you no more. And that's what he did. Because I was so vulnerable. When I left out that courtroom, I was laying under my steering wheel, boo-hooing, crying. Because I felt so tainted. Some people thought, well, I have kids and nobody's gonna help me with. Somebody wants you with them kids. You and them kids, somebody wants you. God got somebody for everybody. Young, old, A to A, dumb, crippled, and crazy. God got somebody for somebody. Somebody for everybody. And I say all this to say, now it's a whole lot in this package I want you to take home with you. I say all these things to say, we got work to do. You gotta get your bag of tricks. You gotta work it. Work yourself like a slave. You gotta work on it when you don't feel like it. When you think everything's okay. The girl said, what? Stay in attack mode. He said, what do you do after the attack? I don't do nothing. Because I stay in attack mode. What do you do after you're happy? I don't do nothing because I stay happy. What do you do after you're on top of the storm? I don't do nothing because I stay on top of the storm. What do you do after anxiety attack? I live. Amen. No more surviving, living. Some of us survive from day to day, just barely making it, dragging us off the bed. No. You gotta do what? Survive. Somebody say, I'm gonna survive. 2 minutes, write in box 2. What are you thinking about your mind? Box 2, all the way on the back. What are you thinking about your mind now?